Welcome to In the Library with
Marsha
and Adrian, and we have a special guest with us today.
Abigail.
Yay, Abigail. Thank you for joining us today, Abigail. Should we start with our guest first and then program plug later?
Yeah.
All right, awesome. So Abigail do you want to talk about where you work and what you do, or do you want me to?
Doesn't matter. Quickly learn I'm the most indecisive person. So I work at Ellis Library Reference Center. I work in the circulation desk. So yeah, find me right there, right when you walk in.
Yep, greeting you at the front door, whether you're at the welcome desk or the front desk.
Yeah.
Yes, I love working with Abigail. She's so sweet and wonderful. She's kind of a new addition to the library, but we love having you. And I always like to ask you, what's your favorite thing about working at the library?
Ooh, that's a great question. Ever since I started working in a library in general, I've really just loved following books through the process of making sure they get to the patrons in whatever way is needed. So whether the patron knows what they want or whether they need some help in figuring out what that is, I love feeling satisfied that people walk away with what they came in for.
So when they say the color's red,
yeah,
track
it, do some detective work.
Perfect. I love that too. It is very rewarding. I told her, Adrian, that you probably have some real hard-hitting questions for her. Do you have any ready yet or no?
Oh, of course. You ready?
Yeah.
Cats or dogs?
Oh, well, I have a cat, so I think I have to say a cat.
What do you have against dogs?
I have nothing against dogs other than I don't want to walk every day. And if you have a dog, you have to walk them every day. And that's too much for me.
But that's fair. I love it. That's a great reason. That's wonderful. What are you reading right now?
Currently, I'm almost done with In the Lives of Puppets by TJ Klune. He's been my favorite author recently. I've really liked his previous works, so I was really looking forward to this one.
Oh, what is something I have never read anything by him. So what else has he written?
His most popular, I think, is House in the Cerulean Sea.
Okay.
That's what I think got him somewhat popular.
Okay.
It's about a group of kids who are just a little odd, a little magical, and they all have to go to this boarding house and kind of figure out who they are. My favorite by him is Under the Whispering Door, and it's about a man who dies and in the afterlife goes to a tea shop and has to come to terms with his own death.
Nice. Who is that author again?
TJ Klune.
Oh, okay. That's not somebody that I read, but I'm writing this down for my own. This is a job hazard, right? We unpack boxes. We get in holds.
So many times I take pictures of the cover going, all right, I need to add this for later.
Yes. I always call that a job hazard. We have to request every book we touch. I want to read them all too. Yeah, that's a good one. That's good to know. You don't come to the Santa Fe Book Club, do you? Or have you ever? Okay.
I usually work when it's.
Oh, yeah. And so you're here,
so
just not going to the book club.
I hear them. They're having so much fun in there.
We need to talk about the Ghouls Night Out Book Club, too. That's why I just asked you about that. Because I think, Adrian, did you read Bad Cree?
I have not.
Oh, okay. For some reason, I thought you did. All right, Adrian, what do you got?
Okay. So, Abigail.
Yes.
What did you want to be when you were 10 years old?
Ooh, when I was 10, I think I went through a brief phase where I really wanted to just be a horse rider, even though I had never seen a horse in person. Still haven't ever touched a horse. But I think for a lot of my childhood, I wanted to be a teacher.
Uh-huh.
Both my parents are teachers, so.
This isn't a far leap from teaching, I don't think. Teacher or librarian, that's wonderful. You'd be a good teacher. You'd make a really good teacher.
For sure. Oh my goodness, having 30 kids running around you, being responsible for them, that's not for me.
All at once and all day long. Yeah. Shout out to teachers. Good job, guys.
Absolutely. Teacher, I so much respect. Like I said, both my parents are teachers, and I can't even imagine they go through so much.
Yep. And 'tis the season. We were just talking about that, getting back into classes and class visits and kids walking over to the library after school, and all of that stuff is happening right now. So welcome back, teachers and students. What about you, Adrian? What did you want to be when you were 10?
I think when I was 10, I wanted to be, 10 years old is what, 5th grade?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I think at 5th grade, I wanted to be wealthy.
Well, yeah.
By any means necessary.
I mean, if we're going beyond jobs, the real answer to that question is that I wanted to be a mermaid. But
Yeah, well, there you go. Those are the answers that Adrian likes.
Yeah. I mean,
we had a mermaid question on our list.
Well, I was about to call back to that.
Yeah, do it.
We had a discussion previously with Christine Allen, a local author. Mm-hmm. So I will ask you the same question. Do
Okay.
mermaids lay eggs or give live birth?
Oh, I feel like anatomically they have to lay eggs
Oh, okay.
because the bottom half is a fish.
Right.
So I don't see how they could give live birth unless it comes out of their forehead like Zeus.
That's very insightful. If you want to check through our previous podcast, Adrian drew an uncanny likeness to a mermaid baby
Oh no.
on the cover page. So if you want to check out a mermaid baby, come to our previous podcast. That's funny that mermaids has come up twice now. That's great. I love it. I love that you're like, well, a mermaid it is.
So if you could replace all the grass on Earth with something else, what would you replace the grass with?
So I actually this is a great question because I've looked into replacing I don't own a home right now, but in the future when I do, replacing the lawn with clover because you don't have to mow it and it looks very similar and you can often find clover that's native rather than grass is not native. So that would be my answer. Now, the fun answer that you're probably looking for is sunflowers because that would be so chaotic. They're incredibly tall, beautiful, but incredibly tall. And I think that'd be hilarious. But my realistic answer is clover.
Those are wonderful answers. Then you could look for a 4-leaf clover every day and never run out of time. Oh, those are really good answers. I was thinking candy. Like I wasn't thinking of anything grass-like. I was like, for me, it's candy.
Marsha was planning some sort of apocalyptic disaster.
Yes, it was like Candyland.
That's what show up in the Candyland.
It's like my place is gonna be like Candyland or Willy Wonka. I was thinking something edible where I could just like pick a snack.
It's like the scene in Willy Wonka, or there was the Shark Boy and Lava Girl when they go to the Land of Sweets. Yeah,
the Land of Sweets from there. That's exactly it. But I love that you had really good, well thought out answers with reasoning. And yes, clover is a nice option. It's soft on your feet. It's very green. I love it. What about you, Adrian? What are you replacing your grass with?
Trees.
Hey, I love it. That's equally as chaotic. How would you get around?
Swing from them.
Yeah, there you go.
You just swing from tree to tree.
You walk across the branches.
Roots. I love that you had a great answer for that. Those are great answers. And of course, these are wonderful questions. Adrian is always digging in really deep there. Do you have another one?
Well, sure. So if you are being banned from the library, why are you being banned?
Oh no. Probably for turning in my books late, which I don't do as much anymore. However, when I was a child, I was very notorious for keeping books for much, much too long. In my defense, I couldn't drive, but regardless, that doesn't mean it wasn't my fault because I usually forgot that we went to the library like every week.
That's a great answer. And this is another great time to say that the library is fine free. So all you have to do in the Monroe County Library System is bring your books back to any branch. This does not apply to replacement charges. So we have to have the books back. But as soon as you return that item, no matter how long they have been gone, they're fine free and welcome back. So I feel like so many people who don't return their books, especially now as grown-ups, are like, well, I'm done. I'm just not going to go back to the library. And we don't want that. Come and see us. But I love that and even we have late books. See, you heard it here. Me too. My account, they don't call me Slim Shady for nothing. My account's always delinquent. So yeah, please come back. Bring us your late book. What about you, Adrian? What are you banned for?
I'm pretty sure the Cirque staff is trying to have me banned for being a nuisance.
That's very general. I mean, any examples there?
I'm just going to say that somehow one of our clown paintings may have found its way out of a corner and it front and center of the Cirque desk today.
Oh, nice.
I wouldn't know anything about how that happened.
It was probably the after school crowd. Blame them. They're there. Blame them.
With the ladder and,
That's awesome and classy. And Adrian is notorious for pranking. And one of his he's done a lot of pranks, even to me. And one of his classic pranks that gets me almost every time is he will like take a screenshot of my screen and then like blow it up full screen so that I think it's frozen. And it's literally like an ingenious screenshot of like my email or whatever I had open. Or he'll mess with he'll flip it upside down or mess with the font size because he knows it's going to trip me up and take me a minute. So he's a sneaky one for sure. Adrian, oh, sorry, go ahead.
If you were going to write a book, what book would you write?
Ooh, gosh, I don't know.
See, no one expects the deep, thought-provoking questions.
Oh, it's a lot. Well, I can't say I'm the best writer, and I am even worse at art because my first thought was children's book.
Oh yeah.
However, I can draw stick figures.
You could get an illustrator.
There you go. I guess suppose, yes. Gosh, I don't know. Think about that one.
So children's books maybe is kind of
just general children's books. I think those are fun. I feel like it'd be fun to write a children's book.
It could rhyme. I love rhyme.
Yeah,
I love rhyming.
You can have
books.
fun with it.
Yeah.
There was the one I should look up the title of it so I can say it correctly, but the kitty corn books I discovered recently, and I think those are so cute. I can't imagine writing something just fun like that.
Oh, that's a good answer. I love it. Do you have any more, Adrian, or
Marsha, what are you writing?
I don't really know. I'm also not a good writer. I feel like I'd write a memoir called like Making This Up as I Go, but then I'm like, who wants to read? Who wants to read about this? So probably just a memoir that nobody wants to read.
Yeah, how you are.
Yeah. So if that memoir was turned into a movie, who would play you?
Ooh, that's a good question. Like who do I like? I would like to play me.
Yeah.
Would be maybe I would pick someone like maybe I have a lot of options. Either Sandra Bullock, Reese Witherspoon, or Kate Hudson, maybe. Or Catherine Hudson.
To play you?
Yeah. What do you say?
Have you considered Nicolas Cage?
I was like, be careful, Adrian, who you say. those are some of my like top picks in their roles, I guess. That's pretty big though. Jennifer Aniston, I don't know what she's doing these days. I'm trying to think of someone closer to my age. I think a lot of those are younger than me, so I probably have to age them.
It's about your life. So
that's true. Past. That's true. I could have more than one. Yeah. Right. I was thinking otherwise. What? Kathy Bates. Oh. Are we going to get in trouble for saying these names on here? I don't know. We always had to, Adrian likes to give a little disclaimer where like these views expressed are not part of the Monroe County Library system.
To all of our viewers at home, the views expressed in this podcast are Marsha Langendorfer's views. Any complaints should be lodged against Marsha Langendorfer.
That's the disclaimer he likes to put in there. That's true. Bring it on. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our listeners?
Oh, I'm not sure. I think, if you're listening to this podcast, you're probably pretty well known or well versed in a lot of what the library has to offer. But I feel like as you're probably going to talk about programs next, I really want to plug the book clubs. They're awesome. As someone who I just moved to the area of Monroe pretty recently, so I'm trying to meet some new people, and being able to go to book clubs and talk to people about books I, liked or disliked is a lot of fun. It's a great way to meet people who might think similarly to you or who might not, but just to get to know your community.
I think that's perfect. And book clubs are I think there was a book club meeting yesterday, and I think we have some 40 some book clubs around Monroe County. So there's a lot. And I always say there's a book club for everyone. There is the Ghouls Night Out, the Paging Through the Civil War book club here at Ellis, or the fantasy science fiction book club. We have a lot here. I love a murder mystery, or I love a mystery. But there are cooking book clubs, and there are book clubs in restaurants and bars, and there are children's book clubs. So yeah, I think you're right. We have 40 some book clubs, and we have them all around the county for all different books. And I'm with you. Even if you didn't read the book, or even if you didn't like the book, like it's fun to have different people say like, oh, I loved when I would go to book clubs, and half of them would love it and half would hate it because they'd be like, oh, that's the worst part. So, book clubs are perfect. Yeah, I definitely think that is a great thing here at the library. Adrian, last year, any of your programs, what are you doing?
Well, for those not already aware, we have a chess tournament coming up at the Bedford branch on Saturday, September 16th. We do require registration by Wednesday, September 13th. So if you're interested in playing chess, go out to our website, sign up, and we look forward to seeing you on that Saturday.
Yay. A couple more things here at Ellis where we're recording. We're actually meeting on Zoom. Thank you, Adrian. But Abigail and I are both here at Ellis, and it's lovely. Not so much today because it's rainy, but it is lovely here by the river. Also, I would always recommend we have outside chairs and Wi-Fi, and you can walk the river. I just think it's really, there are picnic tables and grills. I think it's beautiful over here. And talking about that too, are the 1,000 Hours Outside Book Club too, that speaking of book clubs and being outside, on Tuesdays at 6:30. The first one is Tuesday, September 19th. And that's here at 6:30, talking about 1,000 Hours Outside. And that's another book club and another great reason to come over here to the Ellis Library and Reference Center across from the fairgrounds, if you don't know, or go to our website and find it there. Do you have another one?
So coming up on Thursday, September 21st of this year, we will be having historian Shauna Mazer presenting on the Monroe Piers. That's at the Bedford branch, starting at 7 p.m. Come on out. A good history presentation.
And speaking of history presentation, at the Ellis Library on Thursday, September 14th at 7 p.m., we have Grubs Up, What Soldiers Ate and Drank. The armies worked hard to supply their men with rations, but when it came to acquiring nourishment, troops often had to be inventive and crafty. Grubs Up, I love it. So yeah, that is Thursday, September 14th at the Ellis Library Reference Center at 7 p.m. So I also wanted to mention some of the things at the Ellis Library for the younger aged people. Speaking of book clubs, again, we have the homeschool book club starting on Tuesdays from 2 to 3:30. Starts September 12th. And then there is a whole bunch of programs. There is a unicorn magic party, paint like Picasso, literacy on the lawn, Ellis After School, the Cocoa Club, Shake, Rattle, and Read, Small Fries, Special Families. There is so many programs going on right here, right now. I feel like I would spend so much time just going into all of them. So I just want to remind you to go to myncls.com. Go to our events calendar. You can search by library branch or location, or you can search by event type, whether you want children's or book club. You can search right there and you can register if it's required, or just come on out and join us. We talked a little bit about a Ghoul's Best Friend book club. That's at the Frenchtown Dixie branch. They also have a Dungeons and Dragons club meeting there. Are you doing Dungeons and Dragons at Bedford, Adrian, or no?
I am, and
Okay.
it's out of hand and out of control. We have 3 sessions meeting now.
I thought they would be really interested in that. So those are actually, I saw one of those at Frenchtown Dixie, and I think a couple other branches. So if you are a D&D person, check around. There's probably one near you as well. Any last questions or anything you want to add, Adrian?
Okay. One last question. This one goes out to Abigail. Okay.
All right.
What is your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Lemon.
Ooh.
She had that one ready.
I
Yeah,
did.
look at that.
I just got ice cream this weekend, and I was eating lemon ice cream, and I went, I think this is my favorite flavor, because if you would ask me last week, I would have said coffee, which is also very good. But the lemon ice cream I had this weekend, I think it took the cake. I think it's top tier.
I love it. I love that he's like, you already had that ready.
Oh yeah.
I know. And disclosure, Abigail did not know these questions were coming. So that's even better that I love that you've had awesome ready answers for this.
What's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
There was any place I can get a dark chocolate. That's pretty much my go-to.
Okay. I don't like chocolate ice cream. Unpopular opinion.
I would pick lemon strawberries.
Yeah.
She's dead to me.
Terrible.
You cannot be
Picked
friends
off.
anymore.
I know.
She's dead to me. Oh, me neither.
I kid. Let's see. Well, this has been in the library for September 7th, probably going up on September 11th.
Okay.
And this has been in the library with
Marsha
and Adrian and our special guest.
Abigail.
Thanks for joining us, Abigail.
Thanks for having me.